Good evening, students. Today we are going to continue our chapter. In last video, we discussed about the uses of computer, characteristics of computer, limitations of computer. In this, today we will discuss functions of computer. The basic principle on which the computer works is known as input process output cycle. Here, the input is data, raw facts and figure, which is fed by the user for processing, supported by storage, and finally the output is given in the form of information, processed form. Already we discussed in previous classes that computer is an electronic data processing machine which is used to convert meaningless facts and figures into meaningful information. The converting of meaningless facts and figures into meaningful information is known as data processing. So the whole thing about the computer is IPO, input process output. So here we can say that when we process data, it converts into information. When we process input, it will becomes output. It will become output. Input: a computer accepts data that is fed by the user from an input device such as keyboard, mouse. Processing means central processing unit performs operations on fed data to transform it. CPU is known as the brain of the computer. Output: a computer gives output through an output device such as printer or monitor that shows the result of processed operation. Storage: computer stores the result of processed operation for future use. So students, you have to understand input, process, output and storage. So this is the main thing about computer. So any information or data given or fed into the computer is called input. Any information data sent out as a result is called output. Secondary memory is used to store large amount of data and instruction permanently. There are two types of memory: primary and secondary memory. In primary memory, RAM and ROM are there. In secondary memory, hard disks, pen drives and secondary storage media is there. So CD, DVD, like that. So students, we have to focus here the main IPO cycle: input, process, output, on which computer works. Okay, then memory and storage devices is there. Computer stores data either in chips inside the main processor called memory, or main store, or on the other store devices often referred as backing store. The number of instructions and amount of data a computer can store in memory is measured in bytes. One byte contains 8 bits. Computer works using pulse of voltage which represents either 0 or 1. A low voltage pulse represents 0 and a high voltage represents a 1. A single character can be stored in 1 byte. Normally the storage capacities are referred in terms of kilobyte, megabyte and gigabyte. So this is the memory hierarchy. In this we have to understand computer stores each and everything in the form of current. Okay, so the voltage, the low voltage represents 0, high voltage represents 1. Okay, so here we have to understand the thing: a single character can be stored in 1 byte. Okay, so normally kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, yottabyte, petabyte. So you have to understand these all things. So what is the systematic way? Let's revise in this also. I'm discussing about there are 4 bit equal to 1 nibble, 4 bit equal to 1 nibble, 8 bit equal to 1 byte, 1 kilobyte equals to 1024 byte, and 1 megabyte equal to 1024 kilobyte. 1024 megabyte equal to 1 gigabyte, and 1024 gigabyte equal to 1 terabyte. You can focus here. Then 1024 terabyte equal to 1 petabyte, and 1024 petabyte equal to 1 exabyte, and 1024 exabyte equal to 1 zettabyte, and 1024 zettabyte equal to 1 yottabyte. Students, be conscious about this. So you can search on internet also. 1024 zettabyte equal to 1 yottabyte, and yottabyte is the largest memory division which I know and which I discovered at that time. Okay, now after this classification of memory is there. So memory can be divided into two parts: internal or primary memory, and secondary memory or external memory. So there are two types of memory: primary and secondary memory. In primary memory, ROM and RAM is there. In secondary memory, magnetic media, optical media. In magnetic media, there is hard disk and pen drive. In optical media, there is Blu-ray disc and CD DVD. One more disk is there: holographic video display, HVD is there. So it is new technology, more than better than Blu-ray disc. Okay, students, today we have to update our information regarding optical media also. Okay, so there are internal memory. What is internal memory? Internal memory of the computer stores the program and built in memory, means where data is being manipulated. There are two types of internal memory: random access memory and read-only memory. There are two types of internal memory: read-only memory and random access memory. So what is random access memory? Random access memory is the name given to the group of chips inside the processing unit. The data is held temporarily for processing. RAM is considered random access because you can select any memory cell directly. RAM is often called volatile memory as the data disappears when the power switched off. Okay, so students, we have to understand volatile memory. Volatile means when we switched off the computer, the memory will erase after that, because if we provide continuous current to that memory, the data will be remain there. Okay, it will be there, but if we disconnect the current, the memory will erase automatically. So random access memory is a volatile memory, but read only memory is a permanent memory. It is not volatile. Read only memory is held on a chip inside the processor and used to hold data which cannot be changed by user. Programs are stored on ROM chips, where when a computer is manufactured, the data held on ROM tells the computer how to load operating system. ROM is often referred as non-volatile memory as the data is permanently stored. It is the memory that is manufactured by the data is stored by manufacturer. When we see ROM chip, in ROM there are BIOS. The instruction to start computer are the special instructions are on special chip known as ROM BIOS, basic input output chip. So ROM is a chip where BIOS is stored. BIOS, instruction of BIOS are stored. So random access memory or ROM read only memory. So ROM is read only memory. So here we have to understand that BIOS, basic input output system, these are the instructions which are essential to start our computer. Okay, so once again I am just revising it, repeating it once again what I explained here. Okay, so first we were discussing about functions of computer, IPO cycle, input, process and output. Then we discuss about memory storage devices. In memory storage we discuss about 1 byte equal to 8 bit, and 1 kilobyte equal to 1024 bytes, 1 megabyte equal to 1024 kilobyte, 1 gigabyte equal to 1024 megabyte, 1 terabyte equal to 1024 gigabyte, 1 petabyte equal to 1024 terabyte, 1 exabyte equal to 1024 petabyte, 1024 petabyte equal to 1 exabyte, and 1024 exabyte equal to 1 zettabyte. Okay, 1 zettabyte equal to 1024 exabyte, exa. Once again, 1024 petabyte equal to 1 exabyte, and 1024 exabyte equal to 1 zettabyte, and 1024 zettabyte equal to 1 yottabyte. Yotta means YOTTO, double TA, yotta. Okay, after that we discuss about classification of memory. Memory are two types, primary and secondary memory. In primary memory we include random access memory and read only memory. In secondary memory we include optical memory and magnetic memory. In magnetic memory, hard disks and that cd that hard disk is there, magnetic memory. And in optical memory, dvd, blu-ray disc and flash drives are there. So we have to discuss about that. Flash drives and pen drives are magnetic memory. Optical disc are dvd and blu-ray disc or cd, dvd, these are. Okay, students, we have to understand now external memory, that is hard disk. Hard disk usually found in the desktop computer, consist of several platters with a data encoded on both sides of each platter. These disks are continuous spinning and are coated with a magnetic material and stacked with space between them. Data is recorded by magnetic heads as tiny magnetic spots on track, which are further divided into sector. So students, we have to understand, in hard disk there are plates which we call platers, and each plate divided into different sectors, and these storage areas where it can be varied from 40 GB to 120 GB. Okay, so we can understand that hard disk, so there are multiple hard disks provided by the shopkeepers for the computer system. One hard disk can cost 3000 or more than 3000 rupees. If 5000 GB, 500 GB hard disk we got, then it will more cost. It will cost about near about 4000 or 3000. Okay, now cd-rom and dvd-rom. What is cd? Cd is a optical disk, dvd is also optical disk. hvd, students, you have to understand some new technologies are there. hvd, holographic video display. It is more best than blu-ray disc. Okay, first I am just explaining this. Hard disk is a magnetic disk. Okay, and then we are going through the optical disk. In optical disk, cd-rom is there, dvd is there, digital versatile disk is the full form. Digital video disc also we can say, but digital versatile disk is the perfect full form of this dvd. Okay, then blu-ray disc is there. Blu-ray disc can store around 50 GB dual side. Okay, 25 GB, 25 GB. Then more better blu-ray disc is out of these cd, dvd, blu-ray disc is the disc which can store huge amount of data. But in a present time, hvd is also there, so it is too costly, that's why we cannot buy it. hvd is too costly. Even blu-ray disc can cost around 1700 to 2000 rupees. Okay, so first we are going through this. Then flash drive is also there. Flash drive, pen drive, everyone knows. Okay, now what is cd-rom? Cd-rom are the read-only disk, which means that you can read the data stored in the disk but cannot alter or change the stored data. Okay, or you cannot store new data. The data is stored on the disk digitally, and a laser beam is used to read the data of disk. Okay, so after this dvd, digital versatile disk, we can store videos, and it can store around 4.7 GB to 17 GB. So DVD can store 4.7 GB to 17 GB. A CD can store 650 GB, 650 MB to 700 MB. CD can store around till 700 MB, and DVD can store 17 GB, and Blu-ray disc can store 50 GB, 25 one side, 25 other side. HBD can store, I think, 6 terabyte. HBD storage capacity is much more than Blu-ray disc. You can search on internet also. Pen drive and flash drive is there. A pen drive is a removable and rewritable drive which is much smaller than floppy disk and weight less than 60 grams, and its storage capacity typically range in 64 MB to 256 GB. Okay, students, so we all know that memory sticks also. So we will continue this chapter in next video. Thank you to all. You must read this chapter thoroughly. I will explain each and everything clearly. Okay.